to listen into that. I don't know if Ed is normally delving into the realms of the rap, but
No,
here we go.
He does it with all the example and back in the day. All right, let's get into it, folks. NAVI on the defense and NIP on the attack, and a must-win map for them if they want to secure themselves a spot in the top 8 of the major. The first one in 2 years. Bit was about 15 years old when the Starlight of Berlin Major was going down. Plopsky trying to take him down. Not looking great, dancing around the pillar with grace and knocking off heads. Only kept to the one. Favors Nip as this constant barrage of frags. It looks like Simple can win it right here and now, and just about pulls another out of the hat. Electronic, the last man standing.
I'm glad that I prefaced that strategy right there because they just did it. They just did it right there. LNZ throwing all the flashes there as they entered into the site, and it was dealt with from Na'Vi. Now, it's going to get harder to do when the rifles come out or the pistols come out with the armor behind it. It's not going to be as easy to read either, but they were ready and raring for that play on towards that site. Now, only one man surviving there of Electronic, but it's the round regardless. You can see the intention there. Now, do they go back to it again? They may. They may go back to it again here now.
Interesting that Plopsky's opted to not take the Tech 9 and has the CZ equipped for his T side.
Yeah, I've seen that in a couple of his games so far. It is quite curious.
Because it just doesn't strike me like a weapon that works in the offense. You know, you want to be in a ratty corner and they come to you. But talking of ratty corners and them coming to you, Simple, ready to be activated here. This could be a very quick 1200. 600 and shy. Okay, Hampus keeps us level. If Bit gets caught out here, Plopsky's aforementioned CZ could be a good weapon for this, and the answer's no. Device immediately falls by the wayside. This is Na'Vi's second.
Yeah, the MP9's doing a lot of work here so far. Hampus and LNZ with a lot of time on the clock and a decent amount of utility on their belt, but whatever strategy they had in mind has been rumbled here. They're going to have to plug something together. Boomich MP9 this time round, and well, all the kills are coming on in with that little pocket rocket.
Bloody hell. Looks like LNZ's playing a different game with this setup. Doesn't get him very far.
Very colourful, wasn't it?
Hyper colourful. Honestly, it looks like he's about to use an updraft and a blobby, whatever it's called. What's the forward one?
I don't know.
No, me neither.
I don't know the name.
The forwardy one.
I would just say they're throwing a smoke. Yeah, that's a flash.
It's another smoke.
He's throwing in the dog.
It's a different looking smoke.
But we the concept's there.
Yeah.
We like the concept.
2-0. Hampus has whipped himself out a deagle. Let's see if he can be the difference maker. They'd love a plant, Chad. They've struggled to break anywhere close to the site. The closest they got was on that pistol, but absolutely constant battle there. There was no time to be punching in the digits.
We'd all love a plant, Alex. I can't keep mine alive, so...
Well, it's because you travel for the majority of the year.
Yeah, look at the MP9. It's going hunting again. Simple's going to get a kill. Maybe just one. Wait, did he just say the Glock?
Yeah, he wants one.
Okay, well, fair enough.
He's going to put it on his mantelpiece.
Yeah, well, I guess you can't buy one, so yeah, he wants to keep it with him. We'll see how long he can hold on to this for, shall we?
Oh, he's going to go try and find another.
No, he wants the USP back. He's changed his mind. He's definitely changed his mind.
Excuse me, I'd like to return this. Yeah, no, I'm not happy with it.
It's a little bit broken.
Imagine.
Grab the USP, mate. You don't want the Glock. What are you thinking? What are you doing?
Has he not got a skin on it as well? What a hipster.
There we go. See, he thought it was a P250 or something. He's going to get his USP back, but this one here is going to stall out, right? You can just see the stance right now of NIP across the map.
The fact that this is what we're talking about is an embodiment of how much is going to be going on in this round.
I want to note, though, that Navi yesterday, I do believe they played VP on this very map. Let me just double check before I put my foot in my mouth. Yes, it was overpass, and it was destruction. It was a 16-4 in favor of Navi in that one right there, and that was with Simple dropping 22 kills. So Navi are going to have confidence on this one. Continuing to farm, continuing to have a look on in. Info taken towards B. Simple taking his time. Electronic will grab one from behind, and they're going to walk into his line of sight. So Simple going to get a little bit more cash money here. One and done. LNZ on the frag. Boomich elsewhere, and Electronics will close the account, and oh, there you go, 3 rounds.
Yeah, and can we take a quick look at Simple's funds as well? Like, you're coming into your first gun round, you've got yourself at 8,600, ready to invest in that big zoom banger and to pull NIP immediately back down and out. Some communication, it looks like there as well. It's a bit of a stretch. Simple has yet to invest.
Oh, I can see what crosshair he's rocking right now.
Is it Tiny Dot?
It is. He's gone quite small with this one here. I can't tell. I don't think it's the dynamic one there. But yeah, he has brought out that AWP. So let's see. Bit, the only man defending A right now. And he's missed the molly. Not a big detail because they're not headed his way. They're actually charging over towards B. Simple forward, door swings open, problems now. Hampus has got the opener and Simple gets the trade.
Yeah, baited in. And look at the spray. Perfecto completely flashed, just unloads his mag, and plopzz and LNZ immediately tucked in tight.
Ouch, this is the bonus round as well. There's still MP9s and Famas is on the deck here, and you've just been denied NIP.
Well, this is a little flat now.
Yeah, familiar feelings right here. 2 on 4, but it's the superstars, Device and brehze. Very passive from B up towards A here, you can see. Very, very passive stance. Can rotate towards B quickly, but it's more just playing for info so the rotation can come back his way. More jostling position over towards the B side. The jumping, the nades, just checking to make sure nobody's home because they could just hit the brakes, but they haven't. They've gone through long. Simple is going to join the party here, but it comes down to the timing. Is he going to jump peek? If he does, you'll see everything.
Ah, nah. Never mind. He'll just kill everything.
Yeah, don't worry about jumping. Easy. Okay, well, if you miss Nuke, this is how Nuke started as well. But NIP did make a comeback, so maybe it'll start earlier this time round.
Yeah, but it was NAVI on the T side.
That's true.
NAVI making it feel this way on the CT side. NIP getting locked out entirely. Look at this. This is the round over. Perfecto doesn't even see his round-winning play.
And now as well, like I said, that was a bonus. They grab an AK, they carry that through, so Perfecto gets an upgrade. Electronic buys back in. Boomage is going to keep the MP9. It is going to be a half purchase here from NIP and turning their attention back towards B one more time. See the util they're lining up. Ollie towards barrels. Smoke's coming in as well. Nose flash there, and here they come.
All right. Well, it's a good util, and that's a good headshot. Okay. Problems. Big problems. In overpass. That's enough. Kick down the door, flatten the defense. And I guess that's a taste of what it looks like on the other foot. This is how NIP have been relentlessly throwing those flashes and bodies up the monster tunnel, but when there's no Perfecto double...
Oh, bit. I think you're dead, mate.
A nice upgrade. Oh, Hampus, yeah. Just calm on those. Now 3 shots.
So well, make sure you hold on to this, all right? The funds aren't that flush. Now he's actually getting hunted here. They might take this one away. Yeah. Device will be loving this. And yeah, Device from the back gets the kill. They're going to get the upgrade coming on through. Everybody survives right there. And it's LNZ to open the account. Now we can reflect back to the RMR, where NIP were taking on Skade. Now, Skade probably not a name that are known to too many of you out there. They're a Bulgarian team. They were competing in the RMR event, and NIP were getting owned, right? But LNZ, the man on your screen right here, he stepped up with so much individual impact in key rounds to help them come back and actually win that map.
How weird. They invested in an extra AK. I mean, it's small margins, but the M4A4 is at T-spawn.
Okay.
They don't want it. They didn't quite account for it. Either way.
Same again, this is the same execute.
Feels that way. Perfecto, prime position this time to dunk. He stood in the flames for 80 damage and he still gets his double. The signature Perfecto double. Doesn't matter what you throw at him. brehze, again, partnered up with Device. We know how this story ends. Perhaps they can flip the script. You'd have to be very proactive, and Bit's the one to do it. Rotates through. He's probably going to hunt for more, and yeah, good luck, mate. Bit will take it easy. All day long, Na'Vi return to their winning ways instantly.
Oh, maybe they're going to be regretting dropping that M4 now. They still have plenty of cash, right? They're still going to be able to splash it, but if they lose this one consecutively, then it's just really the loss bonus that's their best friend. It is maxed on out. But things are going great right now. Simple talking down the line. Nobody looking him in the eyes, though. The big man on campus sitting in the middle. Here we go again. Double mollies. One towards the stairs, one towards the entrance. And the extinguish tells them they're coming. Slows them down for a moment here. And a nade. Oof,
oh, the wall bang.
Pocket of plopzz. He's going to be struggling this round, down to 51 points of health.
The combination. It's to put yourself in plopzz shoes, you've had a nade from one trajectory, a wall bang from another, and a third component is the one that takes you down.
And now they're just going to walk around at a 4-on-5 number disadvantage here. Sure, plenty of utility, but look at Na'Vi rejigging the setup here. They still got the 3 players over towards the B site.
They're just playing such great Counter-Strike to the point where they're making NIP, you know, a team of such caliber. A team that humiliated Astralis earlier today. Was it earlier today? I'm lost.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, excuse me.
Yeah, yesterday. 16-1. Yeah, we're done with the best of ones now. It's all going to be best of threes from this point forward. Looking to run a similar execute towards B. Heaven smoke. Molly for the barrels. They've actually got Boomich as the swingman here and starting to suck back a NAVI. They're playing retake B. Right? The stance right now with Perfecto in the back of the pit. Electronic playing over towards graffiti position as well. They're going to let them in. They're going to play a bit of aim map here.
Okay. Well, the counter utility's down. LNZ just running through it. He's going to... What? He's got 7 HP and he still gets 1. It's something. Boomich kicking and screaming, takes a double. It's up to Device. He can't hit his shots and it does just fall into place again for NAVI.
You see that Molotov that they actually threw right there on the CT side? I don't know if it was intended to land there, but they threw it to be on that wooden position where the CTs tend to hold from, which forced them all wide, right? If you're on a T perspective, it's the right-hand side of the pillar, right? It meant that you're unable to go up the hard left, and Electronic from there ran forward and played behind the sandbag. I don't know if we'll catch it in the replay here, but there was the
I see it burning there.
It's just where Device is picked up from late, so they're only able to pick from one angle. And NAVI were the first team years ago that we highlighted to drop that divider smoke.
But that's like the alternative to that.
Yeah, it's a curious way to do it, and I'm not sure if it was intentional, but we'll build them up like they're geniuses. Guns are out, NIP really struggling now. Util super low.
And this was, Chad, this is something that they workshopped, thought about, theory crafted, and came up with as their best bet. They're getting run down. They're just throwing, sprinkling in aggression now, NAVI, to destabilize what is already a bit of a limping Ninja squad.
Here's a bit of space.
Simple. A huge amount of space, and Simple rotating off. If he just keeps walking, oh, baby. This is an opportunity now. Simple unawares. Device has to hit this. And he has. I got confused. There's Rez as well. Delivers another. Damn you, Observer. Jakey.
There was 2 fights in 2 different locations right there. Rez got a one-on-one against Beer, and Device was able to manufacture a one-on-one against Simple. So this should be the round already done, right? Electronic died early, and this was just not a full investment from NIP, right? They had a couple of rifles, they had a couple of pistols, but they left enough residual cash where they could have bought again with the max loss bonus. So the 2 rounds that NIP have won are going to give them a buffer, but they need to be consecutive on the full gun rounds, right? So this was done through, I want to say, positioning alone, right there, able to weasel their way into the back lines. They get the AWP again to give to the Device in the following round of play. But this could be the start of something.
It'd be more of a start of something if you take these rifles away. Boomich on $50. Everyone will be able to reinvest, but starting to chip away at the NAVI finances.
So they might be a little bit too far away here to consider this one. Yeah, they're going to start running once the bomb goes off. Here they come. Perfecto. Oh, he won't convert. That is a big death. As you mentioned, all things considered, the cash not great over there. So a huge death for Perfecto there to stomach. Now, he has enough to buy himself here, but Electronic is the man who doesn't. So there will be an omission in the buy. Otherwise, it would have been flush. Everybody could have had an M4 at least. Simple's still going to get his AWP. Electronic, unfortunately, now having to operate with an MP9. So maybe the holes in the boat are being poked now. 3-man A defense, Bit, Boomich, and Simple. Down connector, wanting a fight, and they're going to get it.
Okay, Simple goes down, and so does his partner in crime. Boomich gone, okay. NIP have been given a real gift here. This is enough to break NAVI and actually have a competitive T side. They can't let this one slip through their fingers, though. Like, they can put NAVI in a position where they're just saving and cowering if they can group up and start that bomb to tick.
It's way too early right now to see how this one's going to pan out because NAVI is still in a position where they could either push forward with the group, they could still hedge and go for a gamble stack. Like right now, we can see their indication is clearly over towards A. But with so much time on the clock and NIP still deciding where they want to end, there's a chance for NAVI to get the rotation back over towards the B side of things. Connector, sure, they've got that under lock. Working on sewer control now, flash forward. These sound cues are being heard from Perfecto and Co up towards the upper deck. Bomb on the back of Rez towards backyard now, and they're going to send Plopsky forward. So if he walks in and he fires multiple targets here, they will just walk into the B site for free.
He might get caught out by this fading smoke. Yeah, it works wonders. And at least Electronic will have the M4.
Yeah, he's sacrificial lamb, quite literally there, Plopsky, right? He's just sent out to find the information. He walked in and he didn't find anybody. Then they could have just gone back towards A. But you can see NAVI, they've made their choice. They're going to hold on to these guns. Not going to risk going through connector to try and find that AWP for Simple. It's going to be quite risky to do so there, but an easy one for NIP. The fight came to them. They won their jewels, and there you go. The round is done. So a bit of fight left in them.
Yeah, I do think that I don't want to speak for NAVI also. No, Simple. It's not one to be deterred from a fight, but going for an aggressive maneuver and it resulting in probably the most convincing NIPT round that might put them back into a bit more of a caged and defensive setup.
Yeah, I think that they're really awares of these different B takes from NIP, and that's one of the reasons that I think we've seen Electronic be so jarring over towards Sandbag and Sewer, because if he constantly takes those fights, it means that you're not going to be able to set up with all the space, and it limits their options here. So the game plan from NAVI, it worked early, but now they're going to have to adapt to things. The loss bonus that came into their bank balance for this round of play was only 1,900. The next will be 2,400. And if nobody invests right now, if they all just hold on to their goodies, they're going to have enough to go for a gun round in the next round of play. It just means there shouldn't be anything threatening on the likes of Boomich and Simple. They're going to need a moment from Perfecto, Electronic, or Bit to find a kill or two. So we're going to have to see how much they can get out of these saved guns.
Wow, this is aggressive, yeah.
I like that.
Well, there's a second follow-up if Perfecto does dare want to have a glance. They're completely out of nades now, Chad. A single flash on Boomich, so not going to be easy to control. Ooh, a chance on Bit. He's been hamstrung and fully eliminated. Popsky with the headshot. A boost for Electronic. This could be well-timed. They're looking the wrong way. Oh, Plopsky down and out. Quick response, now the swing on short. Perfecto considered it. Device perhaps going to join the pack if Perfecto times this aggression well. Device. Oh, it's both of them. Electronic wounded as well. The Perfecto Kevlar just keeping him alive. And oh, there goes Device. It's still not easy for the ninjas. Electronic going to get another with his 10 HP. Surely no more. 3 frags. Somebody finish him off. 10 HP. A bullet will do. Hampus will confirm it. Simple clutch. Definitely not out of the realms of possibility, Chad. And Hampus is responsible for the bodyguard duties. Rez looking the wrong way. A 1v1 surely established here. And already Hampus now sweating bullets. Simple to return NAVI to their winning ways. It's been consecutive too. Hampus takes the fight. Brave.
Saw the aim punch there on Simple, right? The fact he didn't have any armor, the way that plays on in. Crosshair goes to the bloody moon, but handled there. It does get close. But they get this one done, and really, if you're Device, you're sitting there scratching your head. I swear the bullet went through both of them. Where's me double? You know, where's my double kill right there? So that could have been done and dusted if that bullet had connected for the collateral.
It was the spinal column.
Okay.
Caught the bullet,
yep.
Softened it up.
The science comes out now. Crime scene investigations on the case, but here we go. Simple back into the AWP. This time he wants to take a fight. They're already past his line of sight.
Electronic paid a heavy price through that short Molotov to be here.
They're really hedging B, right? Like, they have connector presence, they have sewer presence. Simple's the only man over towards that A site, really. Bit, you don't want him to get isolated. He has been in this connector position several times, and if he continues to lose the fight to Plopsky here, it's a big man to lose early.
Talking of big man, he doesn't get much bigger than Simple having to hold long and toilets on his own. It's just his own perception when he will call for aid. You talked about Electronic being that swing man. He hasn't been called yet. Hampus ahead of this. Boomich though, AKV FAMAS, and he leaves with the scalp. Plopsky head to head. Now will be paranoid about his back with the door naded off, and the timing. They strike in perfect timing. Just as he averts his gaze, Bit will connect, and now problems. NIP running short of troops. Simple has got the backup he desires. This looks like a guaranteed frag if Rez is going to brave that corner dry. Device to trade, but Simple gets away. Even caught a glimpse of you, a warning shot thrown into the toilet wall. Lenzian Device battered, bruised, and running into a stacked site. This is too easy. NAVI 7, not a single body dropped. NIP 4.
All right, right there, you could just see a lot of those kills were just one at a time, right? So as you see the dominoes continue to fall there for NIP, it becomes less and less likely as every kill without a trade potential is given on up.
We were looking at their overpass, you know, last 3 months, 100% win rate, and of course there was a couple of very close games there. We casted a couple of them at the RMR. But something we did observe is that their T side wasn't brilliant. It looked like it'd been kept honest. We had 6, 7, 4. Like, they haven't necessarily had stunning T sides, other than a game against Ents where they posted a full 10. So that's going to be something to keep track of. Is NIP, if they can get themselves up to that 6, 7 mark, it'll be par for the course.
Yeah, like even with 4 right now, there's still a lot of Counter-Strike to be played. If they just need one round to break, and Electronic on the boost. When's he going to peer up? And the shot, it's easy as that.
Brehze doesn't even get to play the video game.
Yeah, how are you meant to trade? Like, he's gone immediately. And now they can just play this number advantage here.
Flash doesn't catch him. Electronic has vision, and they all strike. Look at this, multiple targets. You're not going to win these duels. LNZ can try and fail. Just one bomb delivered. NIP have the 8th in their sights. Device and Hampers again trying to claw out of an impossible scenario. Maybe cut noise, maybe plant some seeds of doubt, but they're already burrowed into the site. Your rotate's locked down. Simple's committed to the site. No one is on the A side of the map. The trade potential's everywhere. Like, how do you get a duel and get away? Maybe like that. Just up to Hampers now, and it plays around the smoke beautifully. He's got time to work some magic. Simple's posted up. The plant to be denied. Bit, you brave enough? No is the answer. Is he ready for Simple? Oh, a missed shot from Simple. He's ready for the bit swing. Hampers, his brain is swirling. Another miss. Some real chances now, and just as he looks away, Bit does find it. The patience on him, just crawling in. Then they do lock it down. A valiant attempt from Hampus.
Yeah, really good stuff there. You like that from Hampus right there, the awareness as that one went on down. It is going to look like we're going to get a tactical timeout in the next round to play here. That plant is great to see. It's going to give them a bit of cash to work with. Hampus up to 5.2. Device has enough for the AWP. Rez can buy as well. They can even opt to drop things if they'd like. Plopsky and LNZ might just be stuck with Galils, but this is how it opened up again. Around that where they can't find the trade, more kills come their way, and it does get down to a 1-on-2 situation, which I think Hampus played quite well. Right, you can see that awareness there, worried about the flank coming up the sandbag position, but really taking their time. There's no rush about things. You got 40 seconds on that bomb. May even be a bit of a technical timeout here. And this is going to be a really, when they do have a discussion, it is going to be a really big question mark of how they want to proceed going forward, because Navi's cash, it's not flush, right? You've got a little bit extra right now on Bit and Simple. Simple has that AWP and he's carried on through, so he's not going to have to invest in too much more other than a bit of utility. Boomich and Electronic can buy as well. Rez is just disconnected from the server here, so we'll get him back in ASAP. Yeah,
and in 12 rounds, just to kind of paint the picture of just how perfect this is going for the Na'Vi squad. Electronic still rocking that 100 ADR, of course, a 1vx as well. Pulled that out early. And between him and Simple, they've won 5 opening duels, losing 2. They've participated in 8 multi-kills as a duo. Bit loses the staring contest with our camera lens.
I don't know if he's too practiced just yet, right? Yeah. He's still, well, it hasn't taken too long to really take to the LAN environment.
But it says something. Look, LNZ desperately trying not to look at the camera pointed in his face.
Just ignore it. Pretend it's not there, guys. Don't worry about it. You're there to play the video game. All those other distractions, tune it out.
Yeah. Still very alpha of Bit, just acknowledging it.
Yeah, look at Electronic. This is the way he's doing it. Just lounging back, bit of JDM inspiration here, looking at the ceiling, chilling out. No worries whatsoever.
Focus on your breathing.
What's Simple doing? Let me have a look what he's up to right now in the server. He's got his hand on the mouse. They're spraying on the floor. Right, there's a Na'Vi spray, the love heart. You know, they're doing what they can.
It's signatures for
top 8.
Top 8.
Yeah. So yeah, this game right here obviously secures that. I don't really think we've really set the context there for everybody playing at home. We said it's an important game, right? We said that it may be like a bit of a preview of a potential grand final with 2 of these teams, if they can stay in some hot form. Obviously, G2 were the first team to lock themselves in for that top 8, the first team that you will be seeing in the Avicii Arena in a couple of days' time. They did beat Entropic earlier today. We obviously have elimination games going on as well. Earlier, we had Vitality taking on the likes of EG, and we all know the woes of EG. We don't need to beat a dead horse here, but Vitality are the ones where we really need to put under the microscope. They got through. They lost Inferno. They managed to win their own map pick of Vertigo 16-5, and then Dust 2 was a 16-12 scoreline there. There's those sprays I was talking about. PGL Stockholm 2021. So yeah, we have said goodbye to EG, and we will be saying goodbye to one of Mal's and Ents, and that has already had its first map concluded. I'll let you guys go check that out if you like. And we'll check on in as the day continues, but it will just be NIP down to a bit of a save. So they didn't opt to buy, and they flopped a nade right there. So that's a huge amount of team damage done.
And Electronic go...
Oh, it's not live.
It's not live.
Oh, they're checking. Okay, guys. We got baited. That doesn't normally happen.
Honestly, I'm so glad you said something. There was a second there where I was about to go, what is this trigger discipline? They didn't see him.
So maybe Rez is having a couple of those dramas that we did see. Was it Han over in the RMR? I don't know who it was exactly. One of them. It could have been Red Star. It could have been any of them right there. Had a bit of a tech issue that did take some time to solve. Hopefully it doesn't take anywhere near as long as it did that time. We don't have anything left to talk about.
Oh, that's not true. We can test your German. There's a sign I've been trying to translate for a while.
Nein, danke.
It's the one about color towards the bank. It says something about color and life. I'm not sure exactly how it strings together.
Life is colorful.
Maybe, or we bring color to your life.
That could work too.
Wir bringen Farbe.
I like either one that we've settled on here seems to work. Okay, hold up. Let me check, because this might actually be... It's a timeout. Okay.
Oh, game on.
This is an NIP timeout. Now, this is the discussion I was talking about here, because where the cash, the finances are at, let's reflect on them one more time. Right-hand side of your screen here, Device 7K, Hampers 5.2, and Rez 6.5. They all have enough to buy exactly what they'd want. Device has gone into his favorite gun. It's going to be the AWP. Hampers buying in as well here. Rez, he's going to be able to do the same. Now, for Plopsky and LNZ, they have the question marks, right? Do we go into Galil's and get util around that? How do we want to approach this if we're doing something fast? Maybe we want to go with Mac-10s, but I would say because Device has the AWP, it's probably not going to be something fast. You're going to expect a bit more of a standard round here. But there's still in a chance of a break point. Now, they're going to need to string 2 consecutive rounds in a row. We know Navi loves a good save, so it might even have to be more than that. But they've gone all in. Plopsky has wielded that Mac-10. The Galil for LNZ. AKs for the rest. Whoever towards the B-bomb site at the start. Plopsky going to residing connector, and this is just a standard default spread. Rez and Device.
Aggressive.
Yeah, they're respecting the molly, however.
Very aggressive, bit up long. He's gone into that stavn corner already. And you can park him here now. We've seen teams opt for this. You can just leave him there as a early warning sign and then focus your resources elsewhere. Now, Hampers is applying pressure B early. You can see that that's led to Electronic and boomich taking
Let's clear this.
Oh, no, he won't. Bit goes unchecked and checks them out of the round.
That's it. Like, Device didn't even get a chance to use his AWP. They just took a timeout to discuss the strat right here. The adjustment from Navi has netted them 2 kills immediately, and whatever strat they just discussed is gone. It's gone. Now they have to mid-round here, and that's with the Galil and the Mac-10.
Huh? Gap.
He's going to get spotted.
Oh, just a nice adjustment. Now, boomich is low. Not enough to make a round out of this. It was a small and short-lived threat. Plopsky's managed to make a lot happen. He dunks on boomich, syncs up with the conversion onto Electronic. Ahead of the smoke is simple. Lovely movement, tracking LNZ, trying to dance with him. The flick of the century, and that is 9. Everything complied. LNZ was set for that, considering the blind spot, but not for simple.
It felt like it should have been done there. After those 2 opening kills, the fact that it even gets down to a 2-on-2, great work from Plopsky with that dunk and then the follow-up kill. So they make it exciting at least.
Yeah, well, my excitement for the 3rd map of Ancient will dwindle if this goes the way Navi are trending. I mean, NIP, they've been forced into a conservative half-buy, just armor and some pistols. LNZ finds himself a P250, and yeah, this could very well be the 11.
They haven't gone back to that B execute, right? They ran that early. They were able to get a bit of success. They tried 2 different variations, one of which was good, one of which not so much. Look at this. He's just happy to fight.
And they will lose Electronic. Device's woes continue. He's not been having fun up against Simple and Co. Bit, again, not really bending the knee to this pressure. He's got the bigger gun. And he's exuding the energy of someone with that big AK-47. Now, back to spawn. LNZ shaking it up. Going to try and go alongside, which is exactly where the CTs will be acknowledging.
It's really hard right now to see how NIP are going to be competitive because in a lot of these situations they start with multiple men down, right? Like we can't build an exciting story when they're limping into every round, right? They're in a race right now and they have an injury every single time. It's just so rough. We're going to need something miraculous right now. Hampus has been able to slip the net into the blind spot. It's 45 seconds left, and to make this one work, he is going to need to continue to march forward. These have to be just bangers of shots here. Plopsky's been able to get that M4 bit. It's tucked across, and Hampus is walking up, and well, there you go. That was the only surprise factor eliminated. The awareness on point here.
And the individuals too.
Whoa, okay.
Any more where that came from? LNZ would need another cracker. The crossfire is activated. 10 already. The double digits secured. And Na'Vi, they're just so focused. I mean, this is exactly how, you know, we talk about visualization and that championship mentality. There's no doubt that Simple, and I'm sure the rest of Na'Vi, have visualized how their major arrival would go. And it's probably something like this.
Oh, here's how it got expensive earlier. So Plopsky got the nade kill, which I don't think he was expecting. Then the kill into Electronic, then the smoke, and they quickly went forward. So that was what made it a bit costly. But you're right there. They've come with one goal here, right? Like playoffs, that's not enough. Getting to the semi-finals, that's not enough. It's here to win the trophy.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can imagine if there was a press conference after the Na'Vi 3-0 of this Legend stage, they'd be like, why weren't you satisfied? Why aren't you celebrating? I think he'd say the job's not done.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kobe Bryant for that one.
All right, well, NIP, our 5th round here on the nose to close out the half, and we know how good your CT side can be. So this one isn't done yet. It just hasn't been looking great on this T half. Default spread. But on their own, no trade potential here, guys.
Will they be able to avoid the round defining and just avoid conceding too? Opening kills. blamef's barrel spotted
For days.
Device should have him dead to rights. There's a bit of a change up for their final round of this T half.
Yeah, an opening kill's nice. Now they can turn their attention and continue towards A here. More pressure being applied. Smoke, flashes, Molly in play. Time becoming the issue now. 35 seconds.
Very light on time. Very, very sensitive mission now for NIP, and space being taken, but it's punished immediately. Simple is on form. Get through him first, and they have at least beheaded him. Bit and Electronic still stand and deliver a 2-man spray. Nothing left for LNZ. And that is domination. This is NIP's pick. This is what they considered the best bet to trifle with the black and yellow, and they are the ones that are black and blue.
Yeah, things are going perfectly over there for Na'Vi right now. In that CT half, you had Electronic with 16 kills, you had 15 for Bit, and Simple on 13. They're your superstars. That's the trio, right? And when you talked about this Na'Vi team for the longest period of time, it was only a duo. It was Electronic and Simple, and Bit, he has been the best thing to happen to Na'Vi since Simple, right? And that's saying a lot because it worked fantastically in the past. Yeah, okay, with the Zeus era, let's drop an AK for Simple, let's drop an AK for Electronic. Now this is, hey, we can all function as a team. We've got those supportive elements around us now. blamef and Perfecto do their jobs perfectly, and this team is looking great now to close things on out quite swiftly here.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to Flamey, but do you remember, it would always be the two, if Flamey shows up, or they've got it. Yeah, exactly. Well, that if has been thrown out the window with Bit. I mean, the Na'Vi scouting, Blade probably gets a lot of credit for it, finding this talent, throwing the jersey on him ASAP, and he's thriving. You know, look at NIP, a prime example of how hard it can be to get a rookie integrated into Tier 1 at the Tier 1 level.
Early here, we've actually got a lot of information. Hampus took a fight, and they noted that, and Device did from long as well. So if you are Na'Vi, you know that there's 2 players over towards A. Don't worry about that. Worry about Res.
It's been struggling, and blamef puts him back in his place. Oh no, Plopsky, what were you looking at? He's reacted in time. Still scary. Simple's got 2 on his P250, and again, the site looks lost. Aggressive. Hampus in the open. He needs to finish the meal, and he has at least onto 1. Electronic denied a good click. Perfecto set up for the clutch. Now, the bomb is so unobtainable. He's being hunted down. It's still a world where he could do this. 10 bullets in his Glock. NIP, a compulsory pistol here, and they're not being particularly secretive about their reposition. Loud steps onto the wood, the floorboards dancing with him now. Perfecto's still a threat, and that's it. Hampus secures it. NIP the first step to returning and taking their map.
Great stuff from Brehze there with that just little one shot right there, because they were all coming back his way after those two members made themselves well and truly known by NIP over towards A, right? That's why NAVI decided to scuttle back towards the B bomb site so quickly. You think after that simple double, and you're right, the site being lost, it was all over, but they took the fight, right? They didn't want to allow them to set themselves up. That is a juicy shot there from Brehze. Plopsky even able to get one with his back turn, but it has to be said, Hampus here with a lot of impact, right? If they let them in and planted and then went to play out that retake in a 2-on-3 situation, no way in the world. The fact that they stalled them out, they took the fight, they played some heads-up counter-strike there. They've actually put NAVI in a position where they're playing conservative now. Simple. Deagle in hand, fast towards long, hot on the tail of Device. Look at all this space. 1 minute 30 on the clock. He's just run all the way through long. Yeah, guys, long's clear. And, well, dead. Never mind. Open runway. Not so open. Looking like NAVI are going to want to buy here in the next round, but anything they can get out of this would be great. Bit boosted up, and 3 Deagle bullets again.
He manages that so well. They're so susceptible to this scout, though, and there's a nice example. Device misses between the wickets. Now he's down. This is a problem. Hampus has been summoned to do some housekeeping, do some dirty work, and that's a good start. They are chipping away at his health pool, but yeah, handled. And then that's the end of that. So Hampus, some high-impact rounds. That's back-to-back triples.
Yeah, 19 kills for him now. He is so far ahead of the rest of his teammates, not even funny. You said 19 kills. Nobody else is even on double digits. LNZ's the next closest on 9. So Hampus is doing some heavy lifting right now. He's building a buffer for his teammates to wake up here on the CT side because they can, right? This is where Device and Brehze over towards A, they can lock this down. Plopsky, LNZ, Hampus gonna have to deal with business over towards that B bomb site. The AKs are out for NAVI. 2 Galils, 3 AK-47s, plenty of utility to work with here. And quite the heavy presence over towards A.
Simple's whipped out a Krieg. It will help him look over the smoke, but not anymore. Device shuts him down, shuts his lights out. And can just shelter into a more defensive crossfire. Brehze in the underpass, Device responsible for long.
There's a lot of individual fights all across the map here, right? They have at least isolated this individual of Brehze down towards connector.
Oh my lord.
He's kind of pinned right now.
He is. I mean, the pressure's high everywhere. And Device, if he loses this duel, Bit spots him out. Good control. There's no failed trade. Boom, it's down, added to the list. Device, 3 frags. He's done everything he could. The necessary trade is there, but the damage is done. Loud about this. Brehze might have the element of surprise.
Oh, too easy, isn't it? Now it's just Electronic to find, and they know exactly where he is.
Oh, he's using it like a sniper. Bolt action. You got any more of those where they came from, Electronic? Fakes it out, draws another, and Plopsky bites the bait. Thank God Hampus is here.
Yeah, look, Device has shown up with a big round right there. That was great work from him, but Electronic makes it much more costly than I think the NIP were hoping for. That one right there almost got out of control, didn't it? Now, NIP, you can see off the back of the pistol, the anti-eco, and now the first gun round conversion. That scoreline doesn't look so bleak anymore, does it? 11-7. Now maybe we might have a bit of a game on our hands. Electronic actually has an AK here, so they've gone for a hero AK with some upgraded pistols around it. Max loss bonus into the next round of play. You can understand why. How much can they get from this one rifle?
Trivial damage dealt by that nade, just a light tickle for Electronic. Device is long lockdown, fresh in our minds.
Oh, interesting angle he's opted to adopt here because he's kind of committed to this. If
How
they
does
swing
he get
with multiple
out?
members, yeah, he's going to have to fight his way out. But lucky for him, there's only 2 rounding that corner. Or maybe not even going to be rounding that corner here. They're sending Electronic up through the upper deck of the bathrooms.
A single smoke. Deployed. They're going to have to use brute force now.
Timing on this.
Yeah, Rez does catch a glimpse,
That's
and that's the bomb. Trade is there. He did take a chunk, though, and that's enough for Device to dunk. Shapes up nicely for the Nip 8th. They may not be expecting this walk up through the smoke. Some preemptive shots. Device anticipating Bit's arrival, but he is no slouch on this Deeg. It's all about his read and doesn't clear his corners. Does clear Device's brains, and Linus eliminated as well. He is such a threat. He is such a threat. Keep your eyes on Bit. All headshots, of course. Jeez. 19 and 8.
That was quick right there, wasn't it? Well, off the back of that, things getting a little bit shaky. Threats opted to call another timeout here. So they did convert, right? We're looking at now 4 in a row. They've denied the bomb going down for Navi in all of these occasions right here. But this extra little buffer of time is going to be great for Navi. Vince Blade can also chime in. What were you going to call, Boomich? Is that the direction we want to take things? How is our game plan going to pan on out here? Now, these rounds are feeling the same as they did for Navi when they were on the defense, right? The kills are coming one at a time. It's being handled. We're not getting into any chaotic situations, right? We're not getting into any of these moments where somebody can do something mental, even though Bit is giving us a couple of these. Bang! Lovely second shot right there. Just not expecting the third man. Hampus, who continues to close these rounds. Right? He's going to have his teammates now starting to get activated. Device has joined him on the double digits. 12 for him at this point. But here we go. What is that conversation going to net both of these teams? Simple into the AWP. Device not, however.
Extinguish confirms his presence playground. Device not playing around. He actually advances towards it. Is it for a nade or is it for more? Yeah, that'll be enough of a deterrent. Flash down the gob. Get out of there.
Off they go, connector. There's 2 on the other side who have now been flashed forward for info. This is what's called clear, and it looks like Navi had a good idea that was coming.
Fake the sound. Charging up. Trying to draw them in. Now, Bomb is committing towards this B side of the map, but contact likely to first be taken.
B's the right call. It's the weaker of the 2 sites right now. As long as they can account for this connector position.
Oh, Bit. Continuing to hand out haircuts. There's another for the Navi boys, putting him in the feed consistently now. Bit. Oh, you're so scary. Device stands and delivers. But the bomb's coming in, and it's only LNZ. Hampus is being messed with, bullied. Linus hoping he goes unchecked. They are storming into his sight. They are patient as well. They're waiting for the fade, and then he'll be a sitting duck. Trying to bail him out, his Device, the util to draw attention, but look at Electronic, he's ready for you. Not falling for any of your silly games, and now smoked off. Only one of you left. Device last seen throwing nades in heaven. Does cut Simple down to size. It's gonna have to be a ace clutch.
Yeah, it'd be a lot to consider going for this right now, and if we just recount the last couple of rounds, especially the last 2, only 2 players from NIP survived in both of those, which means there's not a whole lot of money for them right now. Loss bonus is going to be that 1,400 mark. So Device really has to hold on to this. As much as we would love to see him go for it, as much as everybody would like to get on their feet and see a clutch attempt here, they have to play this one by the book. One of the only weapons they have to carry through into the next round to play, and that's going to be dependent on the type of buy that Hampus wants to call. Yeah, if he survives, right, let's start working through this one, right? If Device survives, he's going to be able to drop an M4, right? Hampus is going to be able to buy one of his own, and that means that the 4 spies coming in for 2 members of the rest of the NIP squad means that it's going to be actually a pretty respectable buy. So we should be, if NIP want to go for the Force, looking at 3 M4s and 2 upgraded pistols. Now, if they don't, right, and they want to take the save here, well, that's going to make things a bit more precarious going forward. Device has dropped an M4. It's in the hands of Rez right here, so it is going to be Plopsky and LNZ who get the short end of the stick on this one. But a timeout called now, and Blade is the one to call this. Just sitting there looking chill as you like, going over his notes, giving everybody the marching orders as they move on forward. This is a type of round that you don't want to trip up on. It actually smiles on the faces of some of the NIP boys here, so feeling like they're not out of this one just yet. There's a 4-round differential here between the 2.
Damn. Just checking in on those multi-kills. It's always a nice way to just process how many people are having comfortable rounds, and it's just insane when you look at Simple, Bit, and Electronic. They have a grand total of 19, 18 between the 2 of them.
Okay.
So,
not bad.
Between the 3 of them, excuse me, maths is hard. So are words. But yeah, they have been having no issue stringing together those multis. It's not like it's just been that constant battle to and fro. Openings for good measure. But still the CT side, and as you discussed, you've laid it down. This is a force by round. Device will take a little bit more of a aggressive stance and softens them up a bit within that one-shot headshot range now for the 3 M4s in play. And info exchange. Hampus has spotted out short water.
They're pushing Monster here. They're going to creep into this smoke.
No flash.
Done electronic for this.
They could overrun him. It will be cleared.
Hampus can flash this, but he's not gonna.
Oh, he commits to the spray. LNZ delivers. And oh, that's a big one. Simple caught out. Trying to trade a quick headshot out of res. Don't forget, Bit softened up as well. This is a must-win round for the Ninjas. And they're playing on their map pick to take us to Ancient. As well as, of course, to take themselves to home soil for the champion stage. Top 8, Stockholm. 4 Swedes looking to secure it. Standing in their way is this mythical NAVI. Careful, Liners. Greed gets the better of him. One of the 7 deadly sins, and deadly, well, that's apparent. Careful as well. Rez wants info, but it could cost him. Boomich is in a prime position to punish any info plays.
30 seconds. They're going to have to make up their mind soon. It feels like it has to be the B finish here.
Yeah, Hampus is the best player out of the ranks from the Ninjas, and he's with Rez. Partnered up from Boomich's trajectory of those nades. Surely that indicates he's coming. Contact Monster. Needed that. Rez delivers. Now NAVI running out of players and time. It's only Bit. What can he do? Not much. Call it 9. NIP at least making a respectable half out of this. I mean, they have only dropped 1, Chad, and they're back to their winning ways with only 3 rifles in play.
That's a huge round right there, right? That was a round where they went all in, where they had saved 1 rifle, they made their finances work, and that Monster push right there, we were talking about without a flash, right? Electronic, you're expecting him to have a couple of kills. The first body gets dropped, but from there the trades come out in their favor. This one stalls out. They have to go back and get the bomb, and great stuff from NIP here. They're going to put a real awkward position for NAVI now as they're going to take another timeout. So they're starting to feel the heat here. This one is heating up.
Yeah, they've only got 1 plant. 6 rounds, 1 plant. Keeps them humble.
I still think that both of these teams on the T side, right, there's just a lot of walking around looking for fights. And a lot of that is just seeing what information they can work with. Now, we haven't seen NAVI go for anything a little bit execute heavy over towards B. NIP did, and they had some success through those type of moves. But as NAVI are making this buy work, I don't think that is going to be on the docket just yet. Boomich is into a deagle, full util for him. Symbol has been given an AK here. So they have plenty of cash as far as the util, the weapons. It's not a miserable looking buy, but yeah, you're right. They're not getting into the sights, and that's what you need to do here. Still just the standard play like NAVI. They're just going through the paces here with a lot of these rounds. This time, though, 3 towards connector. Bit sold something over towards A to keep Rez and Device busy, but up connector they go. And they're quick on this. There's a pace change here.
Yeah, I mean, Device is watching it. Will they clear him? Timing, everything. Does take a head. Nice find onto Perfecto, but Simple slip through. Rez gone, the backups not available. Gets the info safely, but safely's perhaps a stretch. Device is in jeopardy. Somebody get him out of trouble here.
The cavalry has arrived. They played the rotation game, and they're playing 2-2 on the sights right now, but you can see that pace from NAVI. They found a gap, and they did punish it here, and they're continuing the press forward. There's so much room for them right now to work with, but they don't know it. Flash into the upper bathrooms. They're calling this clear now, working out what real estate they do own. But the problem for NAVI is util. 2 smokes, 2 flashes. That's all they have to operate with. NIP are in the dark, but they have a bunch more util in their favor. They can limp that out, they can stall it out, they can keep themselves locked on down. It's going to come down to bullets here to break into this site. 100% Device going to be on the receiving end of this.
No real counter utility as the last flows out of Hampus's fingertips. Single flash from Device, 20 seconds ahead of the smoke. Crossfire established, they're opting Optimus side. Engages, strikes, only the one and done. Boomich has the bomb, and he has the round in the palm of his hand. Great shooting, problems now, no denial available. They turn it again, just completely on its head. He could boost.
They're going to save, right?
Yeah.
Again, right? The money's just not there. It's just how close some of these rounds have been. If we just go through, let's go through from the start, right? After pissed round 2 survive, after the first anti-eco 3 alive, but then 2, 1 survives. In a save round, 3 stay alive here, but it just immediately broken back down again, right? And for them, the loss bonus is the issue, right? Because they are the ones who needed to get so many rounds, because that first half was so bleak for them, it means that even though they look like the scoreline is getting better, the finances aren't, right? The finances are not getting better at all, and you can't have as many save rounds as what they could over on Nuke. You can get away with that because you're starting on the CT side. You can take more of those risks. But here it is again. Device can buy an M4. Oh. Sure, right? But they're not going to be able to get the drops in the same way. It might have to be MP9s and Deagles in lieu of those rifles again. But we've already seen them pull off a round like this. They've already made one work, right? Device, I can guarantee you that. He's already bought on in for this. So it is going to be a similar looking buy. But look, Plopsky is looking like a pretty selfless individual here. He's actually dropped an M4 across to Hampus as well and then bought into a Deagle. So setting Hampus up, who is having a very good game of things, 23 kills for him, leading the charge over there for NIP. So hooking him up with the rifle to continue to find that impact. But NAVI there off the back of that, the only difference was just that paciness up through the connector. They're a bit more decisive on the territory they wanted to take. As far as strategies go and executes and all that kind of stuff, it wasn't. It was a couple of nice shots out of Boomich there to get into the site, and that's done. So just grinding this one out. Classic NAVI style here. Not too many more options here for NIP. I want to paint how important this is for them right now. If they lose this, it's only 1,900 into the next. That means that NAVI are going to find themselves on 15 very, very easily. This is a huge round right now.
They did it once, Chad. Can they do it again? It came off the back of a aggression through the monster pipe. A great shot out of Rez into Simple in the trade, and it's unlikely the cards fall the same way. Electronic's the one to go looking, and that's the flash for jail. Oh, and punished for the turn. That is an important trade. Plopsky can not only maintain control, but he can also whip out the rifle. Want to see that back in his hands. They deny the poke from NAVI.
They've really done their homework here on all the little details. Like we know that LNZ likes to play that position. Right? A lot of teams will just walk into that. Now they're pushing over towards A. The boost is in place, but it's not for long. It's for bathrooms.
Yeah, and it's very susceptible to a contact walk, which is exactly what NAVI are throwing their way.
Yeah, Rez isn't even looking.
Oh, it's over. It's absolutely over. This is going to be the easiest double Simple's got all game unless Rez can whip out the fastest of digs. They swing over and down goes Device. Rez is on high alert. Will they expect a second? I suspect they will. Bait and shoot. Now Rez, blind as a bat, is plucked from the server. This is just falling. Oh, one by one. Hampus through the smoke, exposed for just a second. Easy to track. And yeah, we talked about it. This was everything for the Ninjas. Their chances have run dry.
Yeah, it was really a lot right here, right? They've been on the knife edge the entire time, and NAVI are well aware of that, right? That's the nature of the way they've been approaching this game. I mentioned 1,900 is the loss bonus into the next round, so this is the best thing if Plopsky can hold on to this, which it looks like he's been given a bit of a buffer right now to do so. The bomb halfway gone, about 25 seconds until the round will come to its logical conclusion here. You don't have a whole lot of cash over there for NAVI, but you do have the round, so if you want to send Boomich out looking, yeah, you can. But this is a horrible position for NIP to find themselves in. It's likely here that these are the two options they have. With 1,900 coming through, you can either take the save, use this one M4, and hope that he's able to be a miracle for you to try and defend against 15. And, oh, he's just survived. He got down to 8 HP there. Down to 8 points of health there on that fight. So Plopsky just survived. Now, they are going to go for the force buy. NIP are not going to opt here to go for the save, and then with the loss bonus at 2,400 to try and fight against 15 the entire time. They're going to get this done here if they can, right? And this is really their only way back into the game. If they lose this, next round, 2,400, their buys can look very similar with Deagles, Scouts. That's going to be it. This is a miserable place for NIP to be here, late on the CT side.
Device was throwing the M4 and he's opted to go aggressive. This is an all-in maneuver. If you go down, so does your team's hopes. Tries to maintain some degree of presence. I can't believe he's sticking around, Chad. He's got no help. He's got no assistance. Maybe he doesn't need it. Takes the head of Boomich. The trade is on its way. He's loud on the retreat, and Bit does not let those go easy. The bodyguard of Hampus does take a tag. It's Bit that takes and returns fire as well. Okay, at least the M4 has fallen into an armored hand. Hampus Actually maneuvers towards longside toilets, so he'll be able to confirm that there's nothing to be concerned about there.
They've called 2 different players on A right now. They know there's a scout and a deagle back top of site, so piecing this one together in NAVI, that's going to get them heading back over towards the B bomb site here. Enough utility to go for an execute, but now we turn our attention to the B defenders. Plopsky, LNZ, you know this is coming because Hampus is about to call things clear over towards A. Rez can rotate in over as well. They are going to have the lion's share of the defenders to lock down the B bomb site.
All right, here comes NAVI. They don't easily let these slip. The utils bang on the money. Spotted out, sprayed down. LNZ's got nothing left, and neither do the ninjas. It's only Hampus. You talked about a hero play. Well, it would have to be. And Simple gets the info and gets away. That's horrible for Hampus. He'll have to retreat and keep hold of what he can.
I think you just saw a threat there on the cam behind Hampus, just hands behind the head. You know, what are you meant to do here? Nothing's working. This is a terrible spot, as I mentioned, to be in. They know where Hampus is now. They can even throw some bodies at this to hunt this away. 2,400 into the next round of play.
And speaking of threat, you know, if he sits his boys down, it's whether it's tonight or tomorrow, and goes through the save overpass demo, you're just going to be sitting there going, well, Electronic, Bit and Simple were playing well.
Yeah, that's the difference maker with this team. That has to be the difference maker with this team. Just 3 individuals online. Hampus with a whiff or 2. Electronic gets the kill and absolutely nothing to take through the next round of play. This is clean, taking care of business at NAVI. Just 1 more round, 5 more kills, lock himself in for the Avicii Arena. Kicks off on Thursday.
Truly belong, you know.
Oh, yeah.
World ranked #1. And I'm not just talking about their AWPer.
This game, as per the HLTV World Rankings right now, is #1 versus #2. It looks like there's a clear difference, right, between them and the rest of the field right now.
Niko's sentiment in the interview as well, whether or not it was just smoke and mirrors, he felt his sentiment was that there's a very even playing field outside of one team.
Yeah, a Grand Canyon between NAVI and the rest of the moment, it feels like.
Who will be able to trifle with these boys, especially when the pressure of a crowd shows up? The jumping, not going to get him far. Simple, not going to be too bothered. And there's a nice follow-up. Hampus has got a strong arm on him. Simple will have to watch his team lock themselves in here for the Avicii Arena. Going undefeated if Plopsky can't stop him.
3 on 3. It's hard to really bank on NIP too much here. Taking their time about this, turning into a bit of an aim map now.
Rez has got a good deagle on him, but long range. NAVI in no rush.
He's even worried about the flank here. So many question marks for NIP right now.
Yeah, and they're absolutely flush for time. The high flash confirms the commit. That's a fight that Bit's ready for. And it's just Plopsky, CSGO. Yeah, Bit's having none of that. NAVI. Hot prospects to perform in front of the crowd. And well, with 1 more frag, they will have confirmed it. G2. NAVI, quite the exclusive club.
Yeah, 3-0s, high seeds, just Rez in a 3v1 situation here to keep the hopes and dreams alive.
Not going to clear his corner. Bit's playing to win. How dare he?
Oh, they're going to go for the knife as well.
Oh, and it's the young boy. He's got his wings. NAVI finished with a blade to the back. How poetic. And that is Natas Vincere locked in for the stage many expected to see them at. I hope those that got their tickets are extra happy to see it.
Yeah, this is the type of Counter-Strike you want to see out of these guys. They haven't fumbled, they haven't flubbed, they've come on here, they've taken care of business, and they are looking clean. You can see there the celebration. They're not over the moon. They know that this is just the first step of many. Couple more games for this team here, and now that you turn your attention